morning. Let's get that straight. Cowboy Nation, that still look a little hazy. But I'm gonna try to fix that right just on the jump quite quick. But it is top of the morning on the Cowboy Nation. This is Roe Stars Sports, making sense, man. I wanted to come on live. It's a little better. I want to come on live very quickly. You know, I'm shutting and I'm on the thing. Not all right, good. Now listen. A lot has transpired within the week. A lot is going on. We have a head-to-head divisional matchup, and this is going to be a tail of the tape for the division. Now the Cowboys are undefeated in division so far, even though they beat the lowly Giants. But hey, they're still undefeated. The Cowboys are undefeated. Having said that, man, it seems like everything want to hit at one time. Having said that, we must maintain some kind of way, some kind of hope for this all but lost season. So I'm gonna put on my specs because the sun is trying to protrude. All right, let's get that together. All right, now we good. There we go. First thing is first. Jonathan Mingo is in the building. And all of the speculation, all of the hearsay, I'm trying to get this together while I do it. All the speculation, the hearsay about Jonathan Mingo. Hey, look, put all that aside, man. Let's put all that aside and let's focus on what needs to be done. First thing is first. Jonathan is a big guy. 230, around 6'5", 6'4", 6'5", somewhere around there. This is the kind of receiver that I've been begging for the Cowboys to get. Let's say that. This is the receiver that I've been begging for the Cowboys to get. I wanted them to keep Martavis Bryant for the same reason. I think Martavis Bryant had a bigger upside than Mingo, but nonetheless, I like Mingo. I know that there's a lot of tape on Mingo. I know that. I understand that. It's not a lot of tape on him. But nonetheless, he's what we got. And I will pair him up with CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb is happy about it. CeeDee Lamb is excited about it. CeeDee Lamb was in awe when he saw him. Listened to his press conference. He was in awe when he saw him. He said, man, what you been doing, man? Where you get all this from, man? You a big dude. So yeah, Mingo's a big guy. I put up a clip for him. Some of the highlights that he had at Ole Miss. But he's a big guy, nonetheless. Nice target. Two big targets on the football field at the same time. Hey, look. We need that going against this game and going against these divisional games now and some of these other conference games. The Cowboys cannot afford to lose another game. Now listen, I know Dak Prescott is down. He has a terrible hamstring injury. I had a similar injury when I played. The back of my leg was blue, black, green, and ugly. It was just terrible. And he tore his. I ruptured mine. But 6 months is what it is. 6 months to right around 6 or 7 months is the healing process for that. So that takes Dak Prescott out of the season. He's done. I don't care what he thinks he's able to do. I don't care what kind of surgeries that he may get. For all intents and purposes, Dak Prescott, ladies and gentlemen, is done for the season. That's still my quarterback. And I'm going to talk about that just for a brief moment. Then I'll get back on the game. This Dak Prescott injury reminds me, and I hope that the same thing doesn't happen to Dak Prescott, but it reminds me of the injury of Tony Romo. When Dak had to come in and take the reign from Tony Romo, and he was the starter. Let's just say my brother and I was talking about this last night. And I shared with him, I said, listen, I really don't want this to be the same situation as Tony Romo. Because we know when Tony Romo gave the reins to Dak Prescott, Tony never started again. Tony had just got paid a lot of money. I think it was like over $190 billion or something like that he got. But he just got paid a lot of money and had this injury. And he never started. Waiting in the balance is one Trey Lance and the other is Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush has had a very, very good career with the Dallas Cowboys, 5-1. Trey Lance has never started with the Dallas Cowboys, but has had a rocky career coming in from San Francisco. Now, I'm saying all this to say, what if Cooper Rush takes the Dallas Cowboys to the Super Bowl and may not win, but he takes the Cowboys to a Super Bowl and get on a run? After he gets on this run, takes the Cowboys to a Super Bowl, but may not win it. This Cooper Rush now your starting quarterback. With Dak Prescott being dangling fruit for other teams to take on his trade and his well, he doesn't have he has a no trade clause, so you can't trade him. But will Cooper Rush then be the starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys? Or will Dallas be loyal to their son? Excuse me. The son always does. I said son. The son always makes me sneeze. But will the Dallas Cowboys do that? They did it to Tony Romo. They did it to Tony Romo. One would hope that they don't do it to Dak Prescott. So that's a thought to be provoked in your mind as you ponder on this particular day. Okay, so we got Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, and the boys coming in town to play against our in some people's mind, lowly Dallas Cowboys. Now, week after week sometimes, and it has been as of late, that I'll juggle. But I'm going to tell you, I have optimism right now with the Dallas Cowboys, even with the defense that we have, even with the offense that we have. There's always something that rejuvenates the team when individuals believe that team is done. There's always something. Philly went through it when they had an accident with Brown. They rode it all the way into the Super Bowl. They lost it, but they still rode it to the Super Bowl. every team has a emotional rah-rah moment where the team rallies and go on a run. Michael Parsons and Jerry Jones talked about that. I've been talking about it. I've been saying the same thing for a while. That it could be that the Cowboys, when they hit this run, if they hit it, can get on a winning streak and become them hot boys all over again. I'm optimistic because of this receiver that they got, and I'm optimistic because Michael Parsons is coming back with this defensive line that is playing. They may not have a lot of sacks, this defensive line, but what they do have is they got some players on that line that don't mind putting pressure on the quarterback. And all it takes is for a perfectionist to come along and just tweak some things to get these guys playing and feeling confident and feeling ready to play week after week, especially in the divisional round, the divisional games. Now, the Dallas Cowboys have always played Saquon Barkley well. Yeah, be that as it may. He was playing with the Giants, but nonetheless, he's Saquon Barkley. Okay, they've always played him well. They always bottled him up. And I don't foresee anything different happening. I know they have a nice offensive line and whatever the case may be. But see, this is where I would hope that the Dallas Cowboys would use Micah Parsons a little different. I would prefer the Dallas Cowboys to use Micah Parsons because of his injury. I would prefer for them to use him in a roam spy position, whereby he can roam freely and make the decision deemed by the defensive coordinator where he wants to put him. I want his hands off of the ground, and I want him roaming from linebacker to defensive end. I want to plug him in key positions where he is effective and he is disruptive. Now, we know Micah Parsons don't want to do that, but at the end of the day, it's a needed circumstance right now for the Dallas Cowboys. They need to do this. It's a need. And if you got a running back that is averaging 5.9 yards a carry for the past couple of games, he's averaged over 100 yards a game. Just needs to be for the Dallas Cowboys defense. So this matchup to me, and I'll get a little deeper in this. It's a Friday, so I'll be back online this evening at 7:30, maybe 8 o'clock. But this is the kind of game that I expect the Dallas Cowboys to come in at home, get their mojo back with Cooper Rush at helm. Yes, I said Cooper Rush at helm, winning this game with Cooper Rush, because Cooper Rush did a fantastic job, even though they didn't have Jalen Hurts or whatever he got hurt or whatever the case may be. They still had a very good defense and a good team last year. And Cooper Rush came in and did a phenomenal job. We're looking for the same thing to happen this year. I'm not worried about Cooper Rush not knowing the offense. He knows the offense very well, which is the reason why I was not paying into the nonsense, any attention, into the hoopla, any attention about Trey Lance starting. That was not going to happen. Not now. The experiment of Trey Lance may happen down the road in the season, but not now, because the Cowboys still have an opportunity to make the playoffs and also win the division. Let's not rule that out. They still can win the division. They haven't lost a game yet. Knock on wood. Hopefully the football gods will show us some favor this weekend and the next couple of weeks to get back on the winning track. So, I'm going to tell you my prediction later on this evening. Hell, I'll tell you the prediction now. I'll tell you the prediction now. I got the Cowboys winning this game by 3 points. Got Dallas winning this game by 3. The score I'm looking at a score of 30-27. 30-27. Let me know in the comments what you think your scoring for the game is going to be. Let me know in the comments also whether or not you believe the Cowboys will win this game. Let me know, did you think the Cowboys will make the playoffs? Do that for me. And hey, if you're watching for the first time, subscribe to the channel. Hey guys, help me get my likes up. You know, I give some pretty good information. I don't piggyback on a lot of guys. I'm trying to get my own little perception of what I believe. Last but not least, here's one for you as I close this thing out. If Mike McCarthy is fired this season, next season, or the end of the season, do you think that Dez Bryant would be correct in going after Cliff Kingsbury for the Commanders, especially payback as a mother when you go after our defensive coordinator? Do you think that Jerry Jones will go after Cliff Kingsbury, or do you believe that Jerry Jones has his eye and has had his eye on Bill Belichick the entire time? So if you would, KC for Cliff Kingsbury, or BB for Bill Belichick. Let me know in the comments, man. I really appreciate it. Hey, listen, man, I'm Roe Stars Sports. I got a lot to talk about, especially Trayvon Diggs' injury, update on CeeDee Lamb injury, update on Michael Parsons' injury. Got a lot to talk about. The mindset and how Mingo handled the media, his first media interview. And my theory on why Dak Prescott injury happened. My theory, you may want to stay tuned to that one because it's going to be key. Hey, look here, man. I'm Roe Stars Sports, making sense. Leave your likes in the comments and subscribe to the channel. Hey, man, I got to get back to work. Salute.